My name is Isabel and welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we're going to be looking at Sparkle's kit and her Lycon that just released yesterday, and I am so excited because, as you guys know, I am going to be playing for Sparkle. So if you haven't heard of her kit, if you haven't heard of her Lycon, grab a snack, grab a drink, and let's get right into the video. Now, Sparkle is the upcoming Quantum Harmony character that we've all been waiting for, especially me, because I've been waiting for her for so long, ever since I started playing the game, and her trailer just dropped a few days ago, and if you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend it. It was amazing. It had me in a roller coaster of emotions. I was happy, I was intrigued, I was sad, I was scared, most definitely scared. But yes, if you haven't checked it out yet, you definitely should. Now, what is Sparkle good for? Sparkle is a support character capable of recovering skill points for allies, increasing the limit of skill points for allies, advancing the action of a certain ally, increasing the crit damage of a certain ally, and boosting damage dealt by allies. She does a lot in her kit, guys. I am so excited to break it down with you guys. So here are her traces. I'm not gonna read through all of it, but I just wanted to say one notable trace that really stood out to me is one of her traces actually has an AoE increase of all allies' attack, and also increases the attack of quantum type allies based on the number of quantum type allies in the team. So I find that really unique because you can definitely pair Sparkle with quantum DPS such as Sela or Qingche, or with a sustainer like Fu Xuan in your team, and maybe throw in a little Silver Wolf in there. So now onto her kit. First off, we're going to be starting with her technique, and her technique skill is called Unreliable Narrator. Now what her technique is it grants all allies misdirect for a certain amount of time. Now, if you are like me and don't know what misdirect means, misdirect is simply when characters with misdirect will not be visible to enemies. And additionally, when you're entering battle, being in the misdirect state recovers a certain amount of skill points for the team. Now we are moving on to the basic attack. The basic attack is pretty basic. Her basic attack is called Monodrama, and it deals quantum damage to a single target. So her talent is called Red Herring, and when Sparkle is on the battlefield, it increases the max amount of skill points. When an ally consumes one skill point, all ally damage increases. This effect lasts for a certain amount of turns and can be stacked a certain amount of times. I think her talent in particular really is amazing, and it really stands out because as long as you have Sparkle alive and on that battlefield, your skill points will be increased. And like it says, when an ally consumes one skill point, all ally damage increases. And I think that's great because obviously you're going to be using skill points, consuming skill points as you're on the battlefield. So as you're doing that, your damage eventually increases. And I think that is so great about Sparkle because not only does she increase skill points, she also increases your allies' damage. Now, the next thing we're going to be looking at is her skill, and her skill is called Dream Diver. Her skill increases crit damage of one ally for a certain amount of turns. This also advances for the ally's action, but it is important to note that if Sparkle uses this ability on herself, she sadly cannot trigger the advanced action on herself, so it only works for her allies. Now we're going to be getting into the juicy stuff. We are going to be looking at her ultimate, and her ultimate is called the Hero with 1,000 Faces. And her ultimate recovers a certain amount of skill points and grants all allies Cypher. Now, if you don't know what Cypher means, Cypher basically is when all allies who have Cypher, each stack of the damage boost effect provided by Sparkle's talent additionally increases by a certain percentage. Now her ult kind of pairs up with her talent. Now looking back at her talent is when Sparkle is on the battlefield, it increases the amount of skill points, and when an ally consumes 1 skill point, all allies' damage increases, and it can be stacked for a certain amount of times. And I think it's really great how her ultimate really connects to her talent as well. She's really a great support who increases your allies' damage by a lot. And if you think her kit was amazing, you just have to wait for her light cone, because I feel like her light cone really is a game changer in my opinion. So this is what her light cone looks like. I love the design, I love the art, it's so cute, so beautiful. And I know a lot of weird people are commenting about her feet, but guys, feet is not the main point, guys. It's all the way down at the bottom of the picture. Why does your eyes revert back to her feet? Okay, can we just appreciate the beauty and Sparkle and not her feet, guys? Like, chillax, okay? But anyways, let's look at her Lycone ability. So her Lycone ability is that it increases the wearer's crit damage by 32%, and at the start of the battle, the wearer gains Mask, lasting for 3 turns. While the wearer has the mask, the wearer's allies have their crit rate increased by 10% and their crit damage increased by 28%. And for every 1 skill point that the wearer recovers, including skill points that exceed the limit, they gain 1 stack of Radiant Flame. And when the wearer has 4 stacks of Radiant Flame, all these stacks are removed and they gain Mask, lasting for 4 turns.
Wow! Beautiful!
So personally, I think her Lycone sounds absolutely fantastic. If I have leftover summons after summoning for Sparkle, hopefully I will have leftover summons. I will definitely be pulling on her Lycone because, guys, the allies' crit rate increase and the crit damage increase sounds way too good to pass up. And this Lycone is, like I said earlier, it is a definite must pull for me. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. This is just a quick look at her kit and her Lycone that recently released. And let me know if you guys are going to be pulling down below for Sparkle. I know I am, and I will be streaming my Sparkle pulls, so make sure to stay tuned for that. I will be going live when Sparkle comes out, so I can pull with you guys. So make sure to check that out when the time comes. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.